Aryna Sabalenka broken early on. Could we have an upset alert? Just kidding, ladies and gentlemen. This video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use to Fair Dealing, and we're also covered under the Digital Millennium Act. Sabalenka, after getting broken, would win the next 4 service games. She's currently up 5-2, and Pegula's gonna have to make some adjustments. Pegula, by far, one of the most composed players in the game. She's mentally strong. She's great at in-match adjustment. She's a very smart player. She's very technical. But the problem with Sabalenka is to really get an edge on her, you have to play out of your comfort zone. You have to play stronger, more physical, more aggressive. And I say it all the time. What happens when you play stronger, more aggressive? You're prone to make more mistakes. And Pegula is broken. However, she does have more winners and errors, so she's on the positive side there. But you have to continue to play harder, stronger, and faster. And I just feel Sabalenka lures so many opponents into playing an uncomfortable style of play because, listen, her serve +1. The only thing you could hope with Sabalenka is that she misses, and that's Arthur Ashe. A beautiful view there, the largest indoor tennis arena in the world. Listen, her serve +1, it's brutal. You have to hope for second serves. And I think a lot of players should follow Sabalenka's career, right? Great at doubles, by the way, trivia. How many doubles slam titles does Sabalenka have? She played doubles. She stopped doubles. She got that net experience. She's good at the net. We haven't seen it a lot during her singles career, but she stopped playing doubles with Mertens to focus on her singles career. And listen, guys, at one point, she was the most hated player in the game. This is well documented. It's a fact. But she went out, she worked on herself. She hired her mental coach, and then she fired her mental coach. She said, look, I can't pay someone to tell me how to deal with my problems that I need to figure out and deal with my own. That's my challenge in life. And she grew up. She matured. Beautiful woman. And I think now she's one of the most loved players on tour, but also she had issues with the serve. She went out and got a mechanics coach. I think there's a lot of players that can learn from her. By the way, we interrupt this program for a commercial from Coco Gauff, the future of tennis. She is now the spokeswoman of naked fruit drinks. That's right. Or should I say smoothies? Unbelievable. Every time I turn around, Coco has a new commercial. Congratulations. And by the way, Aryna Sabalenka, 118-mile-an-hour serve. However, that's 7 miles per hour less than Coco's fastest serve. And in case you guys don't know, Coco has the fastest serve on record this year at the U.S. Open, 125 miles an hour. That's a few miles per hour off the overall record held by Alicia Parks and Venus Williams. But Coco has the fastest serve on record this year at several tournaments, and even last year. And I just feel she's going very big on the serve. If you've never seen Coco, she's pretty average-sized player. Sabalenka is huge. And I just feel Sabalenka, for Coco to go so hard and big and aggressive on the serve, I just think it's draining a lot of energy. It's affecting her. And I don't think it's I think it's possibly, I think it's the ball toss, right? I think it's the ball toss. She's the follow through. Just hire a mechanics coach because sometimes it's a ball toss, sometimes it's the mechanics, sometimes she doesn't have enough lift to get over the net. She's netting, and when you're netting as a server, when you're netting, then it's your follow through, right? But sometimes she's getting it over the net with these very fast, explosive serves at 125 miles per hour. And sometimes I feel it's the crowd. It's the negative effects that she's going to have 20 articles written about her after the match that she's thinking as she's playing the match. So it's many things. It's not just one aspect of the serve that's failing her. It's depending on the situation. I think it's just mental. And I gave that analogy with Seal when he was on Andy Roddick's podcast. And look, I think sometimes she is thinking about it too much. She's overthinking, but sometimes it is a ball toss. Sometimes it's the mechanics. But the reality here is Jessica Pegula, her 23rd major appearance, guys. She's 35-11 on the season. Her first ever slam. Look, it took 23 times. And we can't ignore what Coco has done as a teenager, doing that twice as a teenager. We can't take that for granted, and we can't take Big Jessie P for granted as well, because she is a very, very good player mentally. She's very calm and relaxed, but I do feel the flat balls early on did disrupt Sabalenka a bit. She made adjustments, and the thing with Sabalenka is when she gets broken, she plays faster, harder, and more aggressive, and then it just, again, it frustrates her opponent. She's really, really good at taking it and dishing it. Because if you win a set or break off Sabalenka, she comes back so much harder. And I said this earlier in this year a lot. No, not early. Last year, several years ago. When Sabalenka gets broken in a set, she is always a good buy to come back and win the set, because when she gets broken, she plays harder and more aggressive and more stronger and more physical. And the same with this here. She got broken and she came back. She ran off the next, not one, not two, not three, 4 service games in a row. And now she has a chance to serve out this first set. Billie Jean King in the building, as well as Steph Curry. Listen, Steph is an amazing shooter, but listen, I had a stretch in my college days where I was averaging about 5 3-pointers a game. Listen, Steph, I don't think you're the best shooter in the world. I think I am. I challenge you to a 3-point contest. I'd probably beat him. Yeah. What do you guys think? I don't know. Billie Jean King, listen, trivia, guys. What African-American tennis legend inspired her at a young age to want to play tennis? If you guys know tennis history, you should know this answer. I've given it out several times in the past. We'll see, but she's an amazing talent. We're going to see if Pegula can get back in this first set. She's only down a break. She can't let this mentally frustrate her, and I don't think she will, because she's very mentally tough, but she's got to just grind out each point and just get Sabalenka on that back foot. She's going to have to take control of these rallies early. Very tough to do, easier said than done, but we'll see if Pegula's got it in her. Tennis in a minute. We'll be back.